So, you've probably heard the term AI agent thrown around a ton lately, right? But what really separates a true agent from, just a regular chatbot? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down today. We're going to look at the essential organs, if you will, that give an AI the power to not just talk, but to actually do stuff.
Okay, let's dive right in. On one hand, you've got your standard chatbot. You ask a question, it digs into its training data, and it gives you an answer. It's a talker. But then you've got an agent, and this is the key difference. It talks and it does. It can actually interact with the world, go out there, and complete tasks for you.
All right, so that's the big question, isn't it? How does an AI make that jump from just being a talker to being a doer? To figure that out, we've got to pop the hood and look at its core architecture. And it all starts with the brain.
Okay, so at the very core, the heart of any modern agent is something you've definitely heard of, the large language model, or LLM for short. This is the engine that makes the whole thing smart. The best way to think about the LLM is as the brain of the operation. It's the intelligent part. It's what understands what you're asking, it's what reasons through the problem, and is what comes up with a plan of attack. It's a whiz with language and logic.
But here's the catch, and it's a big one. LLMs are incredible at language, but they have some pretty major weaknesses. For one, they can't always tell the truth. You've heard of hallucinations, right? They literally just make stuff up sometimes. It also has zero memory of past conversations. And this is the kicker. It can't actually do anything in the real world. So you've got this brilliant brain, but it's totally trapped in a digital box. It has no memory and no hands.
So, how does this brilliant brain stuck in a box actually get anything done? That limitation, that stuck-in-a-box problem, is exactly why our next piece of the puzzle is so critical.
So, how do we bust that brain out of its box? Simple. We give it hands. We do that by connecting it to a set of what we call tools.
You can think of tools as the bridge connecting the AI's mind to, well, everything else. They're what lets the agent break free from its training data and actually perform actions out in the world for you.
This is really the whole point. Tools are what turn an AI, from just a talker, into a doer. It's the difference between a chatbot and a true agent.
And these hands, these tools, can be all sorts of things. It can be as simple as a Google search to check the weather. Or it could be an API, which is just a way for programs to talk to each other to book a flight for you. It might be a code interpreter for crunching numbers, or maybe it queries your company's private database to get the latest sales figures. The possibilities are huge.
And here's a perfect example of why this matters. See, an LLM's knowledge is frozen in time. It only knows things up until its training was completed. So if you ask it for the current price of a stock, it has no clue. It needs a tool to go out and check the live market data. Without that tool, it's just guessing, and you probably don't want it guessing with your money.
All right, so far so good. Our agent has a brain, and now it has hands. It can think, and it can act. But there's still one more crucial piece missing for it to be actually useful, something that gives it a sense of history.
And that piece is memory. Memory is what allows an agent to remember you, to remember your past conversations, your preferences, who you are. It's what turns every chat from a one-time thing into an actual, ongoing conversation.
Now, this is something a lot of people don't realize. LLMs, by themselves, have absolutely no persistent memory. I mean, none. Zero. So developers have to build a whole separate memory system on top of the LLM, which, trust me, is not as simple as it sounds.
I mean, think about it. Imagine if you had to start every single conversation from scratch. Hi, my name is Bob, and here's my problem. Again. That's exactly what it would be like talking to an agent without memory. It's the difference between a useful assistant and just a forgetful stranger you have to deal with over and over.
Okay, so let's put it all together now. We've got our three core organs, the brain, the hands, and the recall. Let's see how they form what we can call the minimum viable agent.
So here they are, the LLM brain, the tools for hands, and the memory for recall. These three are the absolute, non-negotiable building blocks you need the brain to think, the hands to act, and the memory to remember. It's the complete package.
But what happens if you try to take one of these pieces away? Let's do a quick thought experiment to see why each one is so critical.
First, let's get rid of the tools. You take away its hands, and what do you have? You're right back where we started, a smart chatbot that can't actually do anything for you.
Okay, now let's try taking away the memory. Now you've got an agent that can do things, but it has no idea who you are from one moment to the next. It's like meeting a stranger every single time.
And finally, what if you remove the brain itself, the LLM? Well, then you're just left with a dumb script, a basic program that just follows a list of instructions with no real intelligence or ability to adapt.
So, as you can see, it's the combination of all three that makes the magic happen. You have the brain to come up with the plan, the hands to carry it out, and the memory to learn from what happened so it can do better next time. That's a true agent.
And that really leaves us with a pretty interesting question to chew on. We've laid out the basic anatomy, the organs of an AI agent. But as all these parts get more and more powerful and work together more seamlessly, what kind of mind are we actually creating here? It's something to think about as this technology just keeps racing forward.